Everybody, we are getting ready to tackle a bunch of fun stuff tonight on tonight's show. I'm trying to find the video here on Facebook,
It's YouTube.
or I'm sorry, on YouTube. And Terry's coming on in
All right. Is it working?
and looking for it
It's on the
here.
top, babe. It says live.
You see it?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Take my phone. You can probably find it better than
Yep.
I can.
Right here it says live.
Oh, there we go.
All right. I guess everybody can hear us.
Yep, we have. Look at there. There it is, right there, and the
It's
volumes are
working.
working and everything, so we're good.
We're good. Good.
All right.
So this is our first time to go live on YouTube, which we share a lot of content on YouTube, but it's the first time to go live. So
Yeah, I mean, we've always done live videos. Obviously, most of it's on social media, but
Yep.
we're gonna break down on this particular episode of this podcast. We're gonna be breaking down some really, really cool topics.
We don't know what it is yet. We're gonna figure it out.
Oh no, we know exactly what it is, but that's for you to hang out with us. We're gonna break down a bunch of stuff and talk about a little bit of controversial stuff tonight and tackle
Here
some
am
other
I.
things that have been on our mind here lately. I'm Michael Littlejohn. This is my wife
Terry Littlejohn.
and,
Captain Terry Littlejohn.
yep,
Captain
and
Michael
I'm first
Littlejohn.
mate Michael Littlejohn. And
Which
we
means
have a
nada.
guide service actually in two places. We have Lake Tawakoni Guide Service, which is just 45 minutes east of Dallas, and we fish for hybrid striper, white bass, giant trophy blue catfish. Our customers currently hold the record for the largest blue catfish ever caught in the lake. That was 87 pounds back in 2014. Can you believe that?
I know.
How
That's a
come
long time. It's 12 years ago. I can add.
we should
12
have
years ago.
seen already by now?
I know
and-
you would think that
a
they
new
would have
record.
caught a new record by now.
Yep.
I mean, we know there's bigger fish.
Well, I mean, we let that fish go, and that fish was as healthy as could be.
Yeah.
Surely she's eaten one shad since then,
Unless someone caught her and
you know,
ate her,
ate
got
her.
her on a jug line.
or rod and reel. We also
we release all those big fish, just FYI.
we do.
Yeah.
I remember I cleaned one time,
Yeah.
40-pounder.
Yeah. It died. So, but
It did make it, and I was like, you know what? It's not going to
Sure.
make it. Let's make the most of this. And so I opened it up, and man, now I know why everybody doesn't like to eat them.
yeah, they're full of fat. It's just infused, right?
It was
Infused
really
in the
tough.
meat.
Well, hey, we also fish for crappie, and we're going to be doing more crappie over this next year. We've decided that was what started me in the guide business 20 years ago, and it's something that I kind of got away from. I mean, I would do it, and we'd have good trips, and then we'd have some rough trips, and
Yeah.
we're gonna change it up a little bit, and
You know, that's a lot of guides. They fish for one species. You got your bass guides, you got your striper guides, you got your catfishing guides, you got your crappie guides, and you got your offshore stuff, and your inshore, whatever. But, we're multi-species. We actually do it all.
well, and I was going to say, and on top of what you
Yeah.
just said, we also have. We're talking about who we are a little bit. We also have a full-time business down on the Texas coast, where we run offshore charters out of a 31-foot twin V catamaran with twin 300 Yamahas, and it is just loaded out with electronics. A lot of fun. We've got Starlink on it, and we target giant red snapper. What else we get?
Everything. Kingfish, wahoo, tuna,
Grouper.
jeez. Oh,
lot of
the
cobia.
holy grail fish. What everybody always wants it. Come on, the green fish, mahi,
the mahi?
mahi.
Hey, do you remember? Do you remember
Everybody
the
wants a
day?
mahi.
Do you remember the day that we came in this year, and I kept pulling them out of the live well, and you kept looking at me like, "How many
like,
more are you gonna pull out?"
Well, how many? Yep.
We
So,
had 33.
so we do the offshore stuff. We do freshwater. And he's talking about adding crappie. We started out having crappie. We'd run crappie trips, but Tawakoni's known for catfishing and striper. And so we just started, he was running he was running all the crappie trips, but he started running so many striper trips. I guess you just kind of felt like it wasn't fair to the customer to have that experience and you not being on the crappie every day.
Right. Yeah, and it's just one of those things. If you've run 10 striper trips in a row or 10 catfish trips in a row, and then you
Yeah.
book a crappie trip, it's like, man, can I have half a day to kind of figure out where they moved to
Yeah,
and what they did? So
exactly.
but how we're going to overcome that, moving back into the crappie, is we're gonna dedicate a boat and a guy to really kick that off. So that's
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah, we're really excited about
That's
that.
gonna be a lot of fun.
I don't know why we got off onto that tantrum somewhere, but
Well, we're just
yeah.
gonna talk about who we are, and
Who
what
we
we
are,
do,
yeah, that's it. That's
and
it.
so. But anyways, well, let's kick this thing off. Let's.
Yeah. So if you guys have not watched our podcast before, this is now we got a little studio that we've started working on upstairs at our house. So we're home. But we just kind of give our opinions on things, like it, don't like it. I mean, it's fine. You have your opinion, we have ours, and it's our opinion on things that we've experienced in the guide world. I guided for 7 years and have retired now. I work in
The key
the
word
lodging,
is
semi-retired.
She says that she's gonna come back.
He wants me to run these crappie trips, y'all. So I don't know.
Crappie trips and
I'm the
catfish
dedicated guy.
trips.
Anyway, just kidding. But yes, I mean, he's full time. He's been doing this for 20 plus years now. We've been as a business on Tawakoni for 15 years. On Tawakoni, used to guide out of Cedar Creek some and Lake of the Pines and wherever else. But anyway, yeah. I'm talking
old.
too much. I got the
We're
look.
old. We've been around a while. So, but you know what? We still love making videos. We still love hanging out.
Yeah.
Terry's
Spend a lot
my
of time
best
together.
friend. She,
No.
we really
bless you.
enjoy. And
do.
another thing too is we like to stay hip. And what I mean by that is not like dress hip or anything, but like stay up with what's going on. LiveScope, for example,
Mm-hmm.
forward facing sonar. We don't fall behind to the younger folks. We really try
crowd,
to
yeah.
stay relevant and fresh with all of our content and fun, and it's
Yeah. Even to the guide service, our units,
and
our hummingbird, our
absolutely.
whatever. Our
And then
troll
we've
motors.
got a group of guys that we've got multiple guides that work within our business, and they're
Mm-hmm.
phenomenal. I stick my chest out. They're the best of the best.
They are.
Not just fishing. You got that one. You got that one client that you're really trying to entertain, not just put them on fish, but show them a good time, make them laugh, make them, have a good time in a lot more ways than one. Our guys are where it's at.
Yeah, I agree
So,
with that 100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but you on the guide service, and we do. But I mean, you run the guide service as far as with the guides, and you're right in the mix with them. You're not an owner where you're like, oh, I'm going to work 2 days a week or whatever. Like he does the most. He runs the most trips. He's like in the pit with them.
Actually, this year, Jeremy ran more trips than me.
He outran you.
He did. Well,
Did you count your you didn't count your POC trips?
I did. Yeah,
you
I took.
did?
Yeah, I took him. Yeah, he
Stand
outran
corrected.
me to
Your
death this
first
year.
year ever.
But it's okay. I took a ton of time off.
You did.
We built. We're
Yeah.
building a house.
That's
We
true.
had a ton of stuff going on with the lodge, and it
some
was
grandbabies and
this was
a
the
new
year
grandbaby.
to take some time off
It is.
from fishing so that I could be full time in. I mean, we moved our house. We're building a house.
Yeah.
We've got all this stuff going on. So
We do, and
it was okay.
yeah,
I did not
mean,
mind.
yeah.
And I'll tell you this,
and it's well deserved.
this next year, I guarantee you, my numbers won't be near as high as either. Because
Yeah.
this is the year where we build the house.
Have you guys ever built a house? When I say build a house, I mean I don't mean you're out there hitting nails, but I mean like you're GCing it. Like you are. That's what he does.
you're touching
I'll
every
decorate it.
moving part.
I'll come up with the inside stuff, but
Yeah.
he's so involved in that. He built the lodge. I mean, he built the cabins. He built the inn. And for those that don't know, we own a resort on Lake Tawakoni. But yeah.
It was so funny. It got me thinking about Mike Thompson always making fun of me because, we would be
Mike used to be one of the guys
Yeah.
that works with us. He's retired from working with us.
and we would be like, hey, let's do these cabinets. Okay, cool. All right, man, let's go. We go with our tools, all good intentions.
Mm-hmm.
20 minutes in, my phone would ring and Mike wouldn't see me for an hour. Because the
I
guy up
know.
on the hill working in the
Same, me
lodge,
too.
he had to know what color paint that I want here. And even though I might have told him, he wasn't sure, so I had to go up there because it is the paint. Once they paint the paint, so it was always something important. But I felt so
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
bad because it was one of those things. that
Pretty
I had to
much.
constantly
When it came
always go.
down to the nitty gritty work, we were the ones doing it. I was painting, I was staining, I was doing all that. So he's fixing to do his thing, y'all.
No, I don't know.
Did you break it?
Oh,
Yes.
here it is.
Oh, you broke it.
What is that?
Okay. Whatever makes you happy, baby.
That right there.
There's the sound of Wahoo.
Hold on, I can do it better than that. Hold on.
There's the sound of
Here it
bluefin
is.
tuna.
That is the sound of a Wahoo
Told you.
in December or January who's got your Nomad, and he is running at 100 miles an hour against the boat. That is just, are we all there right now? I mean, the smell of the salt, the wind blowing through your hair, the drags going off, all the guys
Wind
screaming.
blowing through your hair.
Well, yeah, one throwing over my ear.
I'm just kidding.
So, anyways,
You keep your hair short, so.
all right. Well, let's get kicked off here.
Yeah.
So you got you got a phone call today.
I did. Well, actually, it was yesterday.
yesterday, that's
Yeah. I mean, I get phone calls all the time. I answer every phone call. Every second I can, every time I can grab the phone to answer it, I answer it. So I take the calls for the business, even if that means returning the call. Number one in business for the guide service, you got to answer the phone. But I did get a call from a guy, and I've had similar calls, but it was interesting that when he called, he was had a really bad guide trip, not with us, with another guide service, and I won't name who it was, but it was had a really bad trip, and I felt like I was under the microscope when he called. I felt like I was like, "Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?" You know, that's what it felt like, because he had so many questions, and I understood where he was coming from. You know, I mean, we've had a bad we take guide trips, y'all. We on our vacations we usually find a way to fish, and we've had a couple of trips where we're like, you know. And we kind of see what they've done wrong. We learned from that. But anyway, so he was, just asking me a lot of questions about, what do you do if it does this? What do you do if it rains that day? What do you do if it's windy that day? What if, is your guide going to be on time? And how long do the guides work for you? It was like I was just, like I said, under oath. But I thought that was really interesting, and I really sympathized with him. And
I wonder what it was that was bad.
He mentioned a lot of things. He mentioned that the guy smoked on the boat. He mentioned that the guy cussed on the boat, and this man was in the ministry, so he didn't fare well with that. Fare with that very well. And then, you name it. It was just a bad deal.
So he hired a guide whose name that we are not going to mention.
Yeah.
And I guess because I'm around people that smoke, and that doesn't really bother me, but. For certain people, I guess, that don't smoke, because I don't smoke, but I don't.
Just off the cuff, those are just some of the things. I think he said that, the guide was late. The guy was fishing for what he wanted to fish for and not for what he booked the trip for. Oh, they're not biting, so we're going to go do this. And it was like, so he didn't, And then it was a limit, and so he caught a limit of whatever they caught fish for. Let's say if it was catfish, and it was like, now what are we going to do? The guy was ready to go in. It was 2 hours in. It was like, oh, you got a limit. Can't catch more than that. So let's go in. So it wasn't even his target species. So it was just a bunch of things, He just had a really bad experience.
You've got, and so he called us and wanted to book a trip.
Yeah.
But
said he heard good things.
But he had a lot of just, he had a bad experience. So he's trying to figure out, am I going to have another bad experience?
Yeah.
Like, what do you do? So that's something that we want to talk today about. Got us to thinking.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some experiences. Maybe you guys who are watching have been.
And feel free to comment. Sorry to cut you off. Feel free to comment. We're going to look at the comments later. This is our first live, so we don't really know how to do all that yet. Yeah. We'll figure it out.
First live on.
We will. Yeah, first live on YouTube, but we will come back and answer your comments.
Yeah. So,
I can try.
If you've had a guide trip, of any sort, whether it's hunting or fishing, and you had a really bad experience, maybe just beyond not catching a lot of fish, if you had like a specific bad experience, it would be really cool to hear what your experience was, what kind of your gig was. I have been on a lot of guided trips, and most of mine, of course, I feel like I did a lot of research, and I feel like I kind of knew who the guide was before we went. By the research. So I feel like I've weeded out a lot of the, other guys that may not have done as well. But
go ahead.
Anyways, I was just curious to see kind of what's going on.
I'm just trying to figure out how to find the chat, y'all. Told y'all.
So, but so in my 20 years of doing this, one of the things you don't hardly hear any of your customers just jump into the boat and start talking about all of the good guide trips they have. they like to get in the boat, and after they warm up a little bit to the guide, which would be me in this case, they like to start talking about, you know, what trips they had that they didn't have a good experience. And I mean, you hear a lot of trips on our lake. You hear trips from Texoma.
Yeah.
You hear trips from all over of where they, kind of the things that you mentioned. We booked a crappie trip. It was confirmed as a crappie trip. You get there, hey, crappie aren't biting, but let's go catch white bass.
Yeah.
Which I mean, in all honesty, us being a multi-species guide service, I feel like that at times we do that too, but we do a confirmation phone call 2 days
a couple days before the trip.
and we try to bring that up in the conversation
Right.
ahead of time so there's not any whiplash.
Yeah, I mean, because you can on the other foot, the guy could be like, the fish weren't biting, so I mean, I could have canceled the trip on you, but I didn't. I took you to catch fish, you caught fish, and so you get your, and I get my.
And I can understand that, but here's the thing:
Yeah.
like we're going on a guide trip tomorrow.
Yeah, we actually are.
It's cold, snow, and everything else, and I've been wanting to do something, so we're gonna go. Actually, Terry's wanting to go as much as I am, but we're going for a specific species, right? So if he calls us in 2 hours and said, "Hey, those fish aren't biting.
Yes.
Are y'all good with going and catching these?"
Yeah, and I would say now let's reschedule.
We would say let's
because
reschedule.
we're going for very specific fish. So
Yeah. So it's one of those things.
it's just good business.
So I think guides need to be sensitive to that. Now, guides that don't do multi-species and they only fish for one thing, I think they have it a little harder because when you book, let's say you book a crappie trip with a crappie guide that doesn't even advertise he fishes with anything else.
Yeah.
He's never going to expect that guide to say, "Hey, let's go catfish" when he gets there. However, a business like ours that is multi-species, we catch as many catfish as we do sand bass.
Right.
We catch as many catfish as we do striper. So if you book a trip with us to go striper fishing, and then we want to change it to catfish because the striper aren't biting,
Right.
That may be a little more expected. I don't know.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I've heard, during my guide lifetime, I've heard, and you're not even really that, just answering the phone. I've heard all kinds of, because I get asked questions every time. It's usually, what time are we going to start? Are y'all on the fish? What kind of fish, have you been catching big fish? And, that's pretty typical stuff. But I just feel like there's just so many things that people really get let down about when they're were you talking about yawning?
I almost did, but it wasn't
He was
because
going-
of what
he
you
was
were
going-
talking about. I know. I was. Well, I was sitting there thinking, man, why am I yawning? Should I brought a cup of coffee up here?
No,
it's
no
what
coffee.
is it?
Anyway, what I was
it's
just trying to
7
say-
p.m. tonight. We're doing this,
Yeah.
so it is getting close to my bedtime.
It is.
But I'm still
it's
full
your
of
night time.
full of energy for sure.
But yeah.
Fishing guides do go to bed early.
So
I
what
know
are some
that.
of the things that, I can tell you some things I've heard on the phone, which I've listed a couple. What are some of the things that you've heard on the boat?
Oh well, there's a lot that
Yeah.
I've heard. A lot of them go to how the boat is when they get on the boat. How, feeling like, are we going to make it back? This boat, I had to spend 15 minutes working on the carburetor, changing a battery out, or, you got in the boat and the seats were all torn up and all the, there was stuff scattered. It doesn't look like it had been cleaned in 2 years, that kind of thing. And I used to hear catfishermen say, well, if you clean a catfish boat, you clean all the luck right out of it, kind of thing. I'm like, no, I've never fished with a customer who got upset or was frustrated with me because our boat was crispy clean.
Yeah.
Squeaky clean with, bleach.
We clean our
and-
boats
and,
every day.
Very, very nice. Matter of fact, but on the contrary, I've had dozens, maybe if not hundreds of customers get in the boats and go, man, this boat looks brand new. It's 10 years old, but I can't control the weather. I can't control the fish, but my mama taught me I can control how clean I keep my boat. So
That probably was your daddy.
So or whoever. So,
Yeah, I know,
but
I'm
would clean my
saying.
room, clean your house, clean your car. I mean, there's things you can control,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
But
And one thing you can't control, though, is the fishing. You cannot control the fishing.
100%. As much as you think you can,
Yeah.
as good as you think you are, as good as the conditions are and the pattern that's set up, there's always that day you've caught them 4 days in a row. Wind didn't change.
Here's the picture from yesterday.
You know, wind didn't change, barometric pressure
on 'em.
didn't change,
Yeah.
nothing changed, and you go back and they are not there.
Yeah,
They have tails and they swim away,
they do.
and then you got to spend half the trip or more finding them
Yeah.
again. You know?
And there, I say we because I did it for so long, but it's a lot of pressure. Being a guide, I mean, it's pressure on everybody's job. It's a pressure on nurses, a pressure on doctors, firemen, policemen. But this is our pressure. And there's a lot of pressure to perform and put people on fish every day because we fish with all types of people, from celebrities to, local people that live on Tawakoni and then
That
from,
fish on the lake a lot.
people that fish every year with Michael Littlejohn, and then they get to come and fish with me, and I'm like, oh, okay, oh Lord. And they want to tell me about all the fish they've caught, and so I mean, there's just a lot of pressure, especially if you get to the spot that like you said, you've been to day after day, and there's no fish there.
Yeah, that's
and a lot of people. Not to cut you off, but I want to say this: it is crazy with the people because we run about we did 1,300 trips, 1,200 trips this last year in 25.
we did a lot.
We did a lot of trips. And I bet more than half of those people, probably 60%, are from 2 hours or more away.
Yeah,
At least.
they do drive in.
A lot of
a
West
good
Texas
distance.
folk and,
A lot of places where there's not a lot of lakes, not a lot of options,
Yeah.
and you're not going to own
like,
a boat.
how'd you find us?
I guess if you live out in West Texas, you might own a boat, but you don't have a lot of options. You got to travel
Yeah.
minimum 4 or 5 hours to go fish. So it's easier if you live out there, don't own a boat, and just, use a guide.
Yeah. Right.
Another thing that comes up a lot in the subject of customers who are who seem frustrated or have a lot to say about our business and the dark side of our business, if you will. The dark side being the guides who in this case, and I hear it a lot on my boat, are the guides that are short tempered.
Oh, yeah.
That are I'm gonna just call it selfish. That want things, guides that want things the way they want them. This is my stuff. Don't touch it. Don't do that. Don't do this. It's the don't guys, right? It's the guys who use the word don't
Yeah.
on the boat. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't set it like this. Don't hold it like that.
Yeah.
It's like, gosh dang, what can I do?
Yeah.
And you hear that a lot. Customers, I had a customer on my boat 2 or 3 weeks ago who had fished with another guide on our lake whose kid or friend had set the hook, and the guy didn't like the way he set the hook. So the guide said something to him and was kind of firm. And then the guy kept fishing. Well, the guy never fit. Well, if he'd fished before, he hadn't fished much. He didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah.
Pretty typical of a lot of customers.
Sure.
That are just trying to have fun and go out and enjoy themselves. And so, long story short, after 3 or 4 times of not doing it the way the guide told him to do it, the guide just basically looked at him and just fronted him out and kind of raised his voice at him. Well, this alarmed his friend. Well, the friend was like, "I'm done. I don't want to go. I don't want to do this anymore."
Yeah.
So he told his other buddy, "If you're done, I'm done." And they'd only been fishing for an hour.
Wow.
And so the other guy said, "I'm done. If a lot of people talk to me this way, but not my fishing guide. I'm here to have fun."
Yeah.
And so he said, "Let's go." So they literally packed it up,
Paid the guide
paid the guide,
and left.
didn't tip the guide, and then left.
So how was their experience with you?
Oh man, I don't even remember. As far as like how many fish we caught.
No, I mean, surely they had a great experience.
Well, that wasn't the first time that they'd ever fished with me.
Yeah.
They'd fished with me before.
Oh, so
and
they came back.
They had a good time. I mean, they're going to come back. I mean, they're some of our regulars.
Yeah.
They fish with us 2 or 3 times a year.
So why did they go to a different guide?
We were booked,
Oh,
and they went to another guide.
yeah. That
and
makes
just,
sense.
and had that experience.
Yeah.
And it's
But we're not here to put ourselves out there going we're the best, although we do feel like we are the best. I mean, I'm not trying to be a certain way.
I don't know if we're the best, but we try our best. Let's put it that way.
No, I think we're the best.
We
I think
try-
our guides are the best. I since I'm not a guide anymore, I can be, I can say I think we have the best guides.
Yeah. Well,
just
and
think we do.
that's nice
That's
of
just
you to
my
feel that
opinion.
way.
I can say that.
I do know this. We do try
God's
hard.
angle.
So,
My angle.
we try hard. And we love people. We love our customers.
We
So,
do.
you know,
And I feel like that's something that we really do is we put we give, and our guides that work for us, they will give 100%. They won't share their bad day with you. They're not going to come on the boat sour. They're going to stand up and greet you like if you were walking into Disney World when you come see us, because we know, like us, you know, if you plan on going on an expensive fishing trip, it's not cheap, you know, but if you go on a fishing trip, you usually you'll plan it out, you know, and it may be 6 months in advance. And, you know, you have a lot of time, money, time off from work, you know, travel and, you know, invested.
Yeah, 100%.
And so, you know, you expect to be treated a certain way on the boat. And our guides, I think, are the best at that. That's just my opinion.
Well, and, you know, you know, here's the thing. I think a lot of guides that end up getting a bad rap that other customers talk about them, I don't think that they know
Yeah.
that they're
agree.
doing that. I really don't. I
I
mean,
agree.
come on, right? I mean, the guide business is a people business. So you can't not
Entertainment.
be some kind of a people person and expect to be a successful guide. You got to talk to people. You got to relate to people. You got to, you know, you got to be patient with people.
Yeah.
You know, so with that said, a little bit of defense to the guides that do get talked about a lot and things
Yeah.
like that. I think a lot of it just has to do with, I think if someone that they respected would pull them aside and say, hey, these are some things that are being said about you. You know, you might want to work on these things. I think if someone that they respected said that to them, they might be open enough to receive that and maybe change a little bit. I hate to see it because here's the deal, right? The guide business is actually a really small business. Even though it may feel like on your lake you got a lot of competition and everything, the truth is that we all know what's going on within our circles of whether or not you know, I'm a friend with you and you're a guide on my lake. We all kind of know what's going on, you know, you know, we just do. So, you know, it's when one guide makes a really, really stupid decision and ticks off their customers by being a jack, you know,
Yeah.
but it doesn't just affect them and those customers. It kind of sends reverberations throughout the guide community.
Yeah.
Because, like, for example, your phone call that you got yesterday was a phone call of a customer that has never fished with us.
No.
And I don't even know if they booked or not. But
Yeah, they booked.
so you've got a guy who's going to come back and try another guide service, this time with us, with a guide that he fished with before, and we don't know where he fished, right?
I do, but I'm not. Yeah.
Okay, but you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
no,
Okay.
of course not,
And
no.
he's going to give it another try. So if we fail him this time, which we could, I don't think we will, but we could, if we failed him, that guy may never go back. And he may look up hunting guides or go buy a boat. He might go to Bass Pro Shops and go buy a boat. So
Yeah,
you know what I
never
mean?
know.
So it's good when we as guides work together in the sense of staying patient, staying kind, being passionate, and being extremely competitive about what you're doing, wanting to be the best guide, wanting to be the best, put the most fish on the boat, wanting to put the biggest fish on the boat. That's great. I love that. Matter of fact, I have guys that work for me, for our business, that are incredibly competitive.
Oh, super competitive.
And they don't like to come in. If I come in with the most fish,
Yeah.
or I limit out first, that gets under their skin a little bit. Now the customers don't see that.
Right.
They don't see that. But between us on the dock, when all the customers leave and there's talk going on, there's a little bit of talk going on about, well, crap, why has this happened? Why, And I love that. I love that there's a competitiveness among guides, whether they're, working for one company, or you got guides on Lake Fork, you got guides on, Cedar Creek and Ray Hubbard, and, there's all kinds of different, areas, and we're all competing for customers. But at the same time, we need to treat our customers with respect, and whether they're going to come back and fish with you, that's basically that's going to be how you treat them and what kind of experience they have. So
Yeah, I agree. And, we're definitely not in the business to bash other guides. There's a lot of great guides on Tawakoni. There really is. There's some really good fishermen on Tawakoni. So we're not trying to do that. It's just, when you're looking for a guide, and if whether Tawakoni or whatever lake you're fishing on, do your research. Look them up. Look them up online. Read the reviews. Look at the people that post the reviews. Make sure they're real. You know, find them on Facebook. Most likely they're posting on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or whatever, YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Find them. You know, you'll find out a lot about a person by going to Facebook, you know, or going to their Instagram and kind of looking at them and going, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know, good or bad, you'll find out some information. So do your research, whether you fish with us or another guy, just do your research. I mean, we actually refer to other guys on the lake. You know, we'll just tell them, hey, call so-and-so over here. They'll put you on striper, or call so-and-so. They'll put you on catfish, or go over to Lake Fork and they'll put you on, you know, Dylan over there on crappie or whoever,
Dylan,
you know.
Jackie,
Yeah, there's
Jerry.
a bunch of good guys over
There's
there.
a there's a whole slew of good
Yeah,
guys.
I mean,
Jordan.
so
There's a bunch of guys on
we're
Fork
not
that-
trying to bash other guys at all. I mean, I think everybody can see that. I think that it was just interesting that you know, and it made us sit back and talk to each other about it. You know, are we giving our customers the best experience that we can give them?
Yeah, and you know,
You know,
we've had a couple times. I mean, we've been through. You know, we did, like Terry said, right in the north of 1,200 trips this year, and we've had our share of trips come through. We've had definitely had opportunities for things to go south. Have they ever gone south for us? Yeah, they have. We've had a couple of times.
but you make
know,
it right.
But you do make it right.
You make it
You
right.
make it as right as you can.
Yeah.
You know, we had a deal. Let's talk about this one for a second. Our only 3-star review that we've ever got on Google.
Our only, yeah.
We had a situation where one of our guides, who doesn't work for us anymore, great guy, his name's Ryan Glover.
yeah, that's
Ryan
awesome.
had he was running, like, I don't know, tons of trips in a row. It was in the middle of summer. It was during striper season. Things were kicking. Ryan was as reliable as a diesel engine. I mean, just always starts, always there, always
Great
on
guy.
time. You know, just great. And about 10 o'clock at night, he came down with a serious like stomach deal going
The
on.
stomach virus and everything you can think that's
Coming
with
out
that.
both ends kind of deal.
Oh, I know you were gonna say that.
Tried to wait it out as best he could. 3 a.m. It just, you know, it was bait season. So, you know, he was going to have to leave the house at 3:30 or 4 to get there on time to catch bait. And it just wasn't in the cards. This was a Friday night. So it was a Saturday morning. All 5 boats were booked on our side. We have 3 or 4 guys that we network with here on Tawakoni. All 3 or 4 of their boats were booked.
Yeah. It
Rightfully
was on a
so.
Saturday,
This is
yeah.
on a Saturday in like
Saturday.
May or June. You know, there was literally
Everybody was
nobody
booked.
open to run the trip. So we had to tell the customer that we were very sorry. We cannot. You can go back in our Google and go to and filter the comments and go to the lowest comment or the lowest rating, the 3-star or 1. I think it's a 1-star.
I don't remember.
It's probably a 1-star, and
It's way down
and you
there.
can find it and read it. And so, anyways, here's what blew us away, right? So the customer threw a massive fit. You know, he was coming in from Oklahoma. He said he had, multiple people. He had his dad and some other people, family members.
We
that were
felt
in
really
his-
bad.
And we did. We felt horrible. We literally
Really bad.
we called everybody we could call
Yeah.
to try to make this work, and it just wasn't in the cards to do it. And so then he turns on us and becomes very vicious.
We offered him a free trip.
Free trip at a later
Rebook
point.
it
Rebook
in a couple
it,
days,
just next
free trip.
weekend.
Give
or
you free
weekend.
lodging.
We
really tried to do
We did
whatever
everything we could, and he sent us a bill for the time that he was off for work, the hotel that they were going to be staying in, or that he stayed in, or something. Accused us of running a highly unorganized business, no solution for. He said there was no solution for the problem at hand. Well, yeah, it is. You have 4 extra boats. Well, they were all used. Then you network with people. That's another solution. You network with other guides to have other guides that you can. Friday night, how you going to do that? Saturday morning, there's just no way. We even tried to do a Saturday afternoon, and he said he couldn't do that. And so anyway, then he accused the guy of staying at the bar. So now Ryan on Friday night has been at the bar all night, and he's drunk, and that's the real reason.
He probably had some bad experiences with other guys.
And maybe he did. I don't know.
I don't know.
But this
I
was
mean,
a deal that
I could get that. I mean, I would be upset, but I mean, I wouldn't, be like, hey, you owe me $10,000 for a fishing trip. I mean, but we really tried to go above and beyond, and we felt really bad. And all we did is apologize to him 100 times, but it didn't matter. So he did his deal. He left us a bad review. We never heard from him again. And you responded to his review. If you want to go read it, check it out. But we're not trying to bash the guy. I think is Is your mic working okay?
Check 1, 2, 3,
Yeah,
4.
it is.
Yep,
You're just a little ways from it.
it's working.
But
Yeah, I'll get a little
anyways,
closer.
the whole moral of our little talk was, it made us think. It made us make sure that it made us talk to our guides and make sure they understand, reiterate to them, about good customer service. And they're like, they know.
Yeah, they know.
They know.
Well, let's switch gears here. We're going to get
Yes.
out of this. We're going to talk a little bit about Port O'Connor and about saltwater fishing.
Okay. Let's talk about yesterday.
Okay, let's talk about yesterday.
Yesterday was really good.
Okay, so we're going to talk about Port O'Connor in just a minute.
In just a minute.
And we're going to talk about state water fishing. We're going to cover what your favorite thing to catch is offshore, a few techniques, a few tips, and some cool stories coming from saltwater. But before that, Terry got to go catfishing yesterday for the monsters.
Well, y'all, it was 28 degrees. We slid all the way to the lodge.
Well, we've been trying
was
to
icy.
we've been trying to put a boat in the water for 2 days.
All right. Everybody wanted to know what's the water temp and what are the fish doing?
Yep.
Do we have a
And
shad
we
kill?
couldn't do it. We couldn't do it. I mean, everything was froze over. You try to back the truck, even the truck itself.
Yeah, because our ramp is on a really pretty big.
It's just on a
incline.
long hill.
Yeah. It's a great boat ramp.
If you take a look at some of our live videos, you'll see Jeremy on the shovel going down the hill until he broke it.
Yeah. Whatever. He's a mess in a good way.
Oh my God.
He's our youngin.
No, Chase is young.
Yeah,
Jeremy's
but-
old.
No,
compared-
Jace. Jeremy's the youngin.
In spirit.
Yeah, he's the youngin.
I got you.
Yeah. But anyway, long story short, we spent hours on the boat ramp. The guys did. I watched, using a torch, which Jeremy and Tamika did a great job on that. A great idea. And we put out salt. Yes, we put out ice melt. But we were very impatient and it was very cold. So the ice just wasn't really melting, not quick enough. Took us about 2 hours?
Yeah, and then I figured out, I just took my F-250 and started running up and down the lanes that we cleared. A lane just a little bigger than a tire. And then on the other side, just a little bit bigger than a tire. We didn't clear them. We just kind of halfway cleared them. But then I ran the truck up and down several times and finally got it worn down enough to where we could try to back a boat down.
Yeah, and it worked. And so we finally got on the lake. We backed down 2 boats. I got Chase and Jeremy out, and then we went out. And we're like, what do you want to fish for? But we already knew. We knew we were going catfishing because we already had our bait, and we were ready to go. So we went out and drifted, and to a different part of the lake, I guess, that what you had been fishing, because we were hoping that the fish would move into a deeper water, and they did. And we saw lots of shad, so we were concerned because sometimes we have a shad kill when we have really cold temps and the water drops. But you feel pretty confident that we didn't have that. So
yeah, and it was one of those things where Terry used to catch big catfish.
show y'all the
Did you
fish
ever
we
see,
caught.
Comments on there?
No, I don't even know how to
Are they
find
turned
it.
on?
Yeah, they're turned on. I mean, a couple of people said, if you guys would shout out maybe where you're from, that would help so I could figure out how to do this. But if not, it's all good.
Go to the YouTube app.
I will. What I was trying to do is, see, there's a couple of comments right there just when we first started. But there's 4 people watching, 4 messages. I don't know.
So Terry used
I want to show you guys a picture of the fish.
Terry used to guide for trophy catfish. So she's forgotten more about trophy catfishing than a lot of people ever know. But she has probably gone the longest of her fishing time in her life that she hadn't caught a big fish. So, and it's just, we've been busy in the winter and hadn't had a chance to go. So finally we got a chance to go out.
Get it and put this over there.
And man, we had a good trip. She caught a lot of good fish. So, oh man.
About a 45. Look at the smile on that fish's face. Whose smile's bigger, mine or his? Well, we had a good day on the water. It was a lot of fun. And there's another one. We had a good day on the water. It was a blast.
It's one of those things where when it gets this bad outside and you get cooped up, as long as we have, and I'm sure everyone watching has been cooped up.
Yeah.
At some point, you just got to roll the dice and go because, I mean, we stay in this house one more day, it was just going to get really bad. So
It was. I mean, we kind of got out every day, but I'm sorry.
I always kid around and say I reached the end of the internet.
I've heard you say that.
I reached the end of Facebook. I reached the end of
Yeah, don't you get
Navionics.
tired of it sometimes?
I
It's
looked
like,
at Navionics charts offshore for so long. I finally got all those. I mean, it was,
Yeah.
It's one of those things. But hey, let's talk.
Yesterday was a good day.
Let's talk
we had a
about
lot of fun.
Port O'Connor.
Yes.
So Port O'Connor, we love POC. We love the people down in POC. It's like a second home for us. One of these days we'll have a place down there. Hopefully, when we have a place, but like a place. So that would be nice, right, babe?
Yep.
But anyways, in 2 weeks we kick off our state water in state waters, which is out to 9 nautical miles from the beach. The really big giant snapper come in close, and you can catch them in close. And the state gives you a very liberal 4-fish limit versus the federal 2-fish limit. So I'll tell you what, you come in with 12, a federal limit, 12, 15 to 18 pound snapper. It's pretty impressive.
12 per person?
No, 2 per person.
Oh, 2 per person.
A 12-fish limit's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
But if you come in with a state limit, 6 people with 4 per person, 24 giant snappers, you've had a heck of a day.
Go, Jeremy.
And
He's up first.
And you're gonna have a
Tag.
massive undertaking of cleaning fish. I'm sorry, but a 15 to 18 pound snapper, it takes a little while to clean. Of course, not for us, but that's because Brent cleans them.
This is the first year.
At least
He's
this year.
helped years past, but
this year will
you,
be the
you guys
first
have always
year
cleaned all your fish.
that he's gonna do all of our fish, which is great. So,
Yeah, that'll help the guides out some.
but check this out. We're gonna also be running sheephead trips with the snapper trips, which is gonna be a lot of fun. I don't know if you guys have ever caught sheephead before, but that's basically like a crappie on steroids. Meat's just as good, if not better. It tastes a lot like snapper. The state gives us 5 fish per person. I think it's a 15-inch minimum limit or so. I'm not, fact check me on that one, but it's right in there. But most of the fish are over 20 inches this time of year. So we're catching them at the jetties. And that's another good thing, because if you do have a state water trip booked, or if you're planning on going state water fishing, you had a big cold front come through, you just have to make it to the jetties to get your fish. You don't have to, you're not going to go out offshore into those big rollers.
They're catching snapper there?
Which makes it nice. No, the bay snapper, the sheep's head.
Oh, sheep's head. I got you.
Yeah, the sheep's head. So, which is nice because, to think about it. If you drive down from, Oklahoma or from Dallas and you've got that much time invested, and then, you get down there and, the Gulf's rolling 6-7 foot, you're not going to go out and that, but you can go out to the jetties and have a heck of a day catching a lot of fish.
So let me ask you from the guide's angle.
Yeah.
So I booked this trip.
Right.
I want snapper. I don't care nothing about sheep's head.
Then I would tell you, then don't book with us.
What?
Don't book with us. Yeah, and that's what we've told our customers because
Yeah.
because the thing about it is it's a two-way street here. We're sending our entire operation, part of our operation, a boat, all that. We're sending it down for 2 weeks to the coast. So our customers, and all the trips are booked other than 2 days.
Yeah.
All of our customers know that when they sign up for these trips, they're signing up as a snapper trip, but they also understand that the trip still runs
Yeah.
as
Long
a
as they know
sheep's
before
head
they
trip.
book,
Yeah.
that's fine.
And that's it. So
Yeah.
and this
Because these
is,
are all our regulars.
yeah, and so this is how it went down. Like one of my customers called to book a trip, and when I booked it, I
guys
didn't just
tell
say,
them.
"Hey, it's a snapper trip. You good? Yeah, let's go." I said it's a snapper trip, but hey, Dedrick, if it doesn't run as a snapper trip, it's gonna run as a sheephead trip. Are you okay with that?
Yeah. As long as the
And then
customers
he said,
know.
"Oh yeah, man. If we can't go get them snapper, we want the snapper, and let's
Yeah.
hope we get the snapper. But if we can't get the snapper and we can get some sheephead, then yeah, we're on."
So when people book state snapper, who are they? Like, what type of guys are they reaching out to? Captains. Like, if I wanted to book a snapper trip, I couldn't get in with you, and I wanted to go in the winter, like February.
Oh, okay.
So, what other kind of guys do that?
Well, a lot of the Bay guys do it.
They do.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is that if you drew a line right down the middle of the Texas coast, not down the middle of Texas, but like dividing, like let's say Matagorda north,
Right.
Matagorda south, your Matagorda line south is where your state water fishing is actually decent, and the further south you go, the better it gets. From Matagorda north, your fish just don't have a chance to come into the 9 miles. Doesn't mean you can't. There are some places in Galveston and
Yeah.
Freeport that you can get them, but it's nothing like what's in Port O'Connor, Port Aransas, Port Mansfield, South Padre.
Are there a lot of captains down there doing state snapper? I mean, I don't know because this is the first year we've done it.
I don't see a lot. I think some of them do. The Bay guys that are doing it, they're doing it on very calm days.
Yeah, so when we can get out, it might call regular or something.
Right. But like with us, we have a catamaran. You know, our boat's set up for bigger water. So, you know, on a day that, you know, a 26-foot Pathfinder or a 25-foot, you know, sportsman can't go, you know, most likely we can go.
Right.
So, you know, which makes it, you know, makes it nice. So,
Right. Cool. That makes sense. That makes sense. Just want to make sure we're doing our customers right.
There you go. So the Port O'Connor thing, other than the February state snapper and sheephead stuff, we take a big break. We're out of there March, April, May. So that's 3 months that we're out, and then we're go here at Tawakoni, and then in June snapper kicks off, and the Fed season opens up in June, and we're there June, July, August, September, October, and November. So we're there. What is that? 5 months or so.
Yeah, something like that.
So, but a lot of fun. And then from there, it's all, you know, snapper, grouper, mahi, you know, kingfish, tuna, you know, swordfish, all the good stuff. So, what else we got going on?
I don't know.
You keep looking at that phone.
No, I'm just looking down because, I mean, I didn't have a lot to say. I don't know what am I going to say. I don't know.
Well, you have a lot to say about Port O'Connor. I mean, you've been down there, how many years?
No, a few. I get to deckhand with you on occasion, which is a lot of fun. When the seas are calm, it's a lot of fun. But Tawakoni's fishing great right now. I mean, I can't believe how, like we caught just about every species of fish we fished for yesterday.
Yeah.
You know?
From the hybrid, Jeremy and them killed the white bass.
Yeah.
We caught eater blues, good size eater blues, like 2 to 3 pounders. Caught them as fast as you wanted to catch them. I mean, I was catching them every minute.
Yeah, you were. I even took a little nap because I was so cold.
Yeah, and matter of fact, we caught our dinner last night. We haven't had good, you know,
fried
cold
fish.
water catfish in a long
People
time.
always ask us, you know, I bet y'all eat fish all the time, and I'm like, no, twice a year, 3 times a year. Our fish, you know, fresh fish that we catch.
Yeah, exactly.
We just don't eat it a lot. You love it though. He likes it blackened. How do y'all like it? Y'all like it blackened or fried? He likes it blackened.
I like.
You'll eat it fried.
I love it. I love the flavor of it fried. I don't like the idea of what it's doing to my body. So as a consolation prize, I blacken it, which is still good, not as good as fried, but it's good. And then when I go to sleep at night, I feel better.
Yeah.
You know,
I like fried. Yeah. I like fried crappie the most, which we should have some hopefully tomorrow night.
I don't think that's the case. I don't know about y'all. What do you guys think? If I'm gonna eat freshwater fish, now we're not talking about walleye here because we're just not doing a walleye podcast. But no offense to the walleye guys, but that's not in our region.
No.
What do you guys prefer, catfish or crappie to eat? I prefer catfish.
Oh man, how can you say that? Crappie's.
I love crappie. Don't get me wrong, crappie's great, but crappie doesn't have the flavor that catfish has.
Oh,
catfish have a little more sweetness and a little more flavor.
The channels do. I don't think the blues do.
I noticed the blues last night, very mild.
Yeah, they're very mild.
They were just like no flavor at all, almost like a crappie. See, that's the thing about crappie.
I love
crappie. Just don't have a lot of flavor.
I
think that's why everybody likes them. Because
I think people book crappie trips. Go ahead.
Well, I think people like to eat crappie so much because there just isn't any flavor.
Oh,
I mean,
no,
it's a fair
y'all
flavor.
come on,
I mean, it ain't like
y'all gotta
salmon
think crappie does taste good. I have so many people that try to book a crappie trip, and they're like, "I'm just crappie hungry. I'm fish hungry." Well, you want to go catch catfish, though?
You know, one of the things that always bothers me when people call to book a crappie trip, it's they say, "Hey, this is Bobby Lee from,"
and we love Bobby
wherever,
Lee's.
and I need to show my kids a good time. So I want to take them crappie fishing so we can all 6 of us catch some fish. I mean, that's the easiest thing to catch. And I just want them to have a good time and relax, sit down and just catch a bunch of fish. And I'm thinking, wait a second. First of all, 5 or 6 people on a boat crappie fishing, you know, and
With live scope.
and it being easy is like, whoom, right over my head
It's old school. They want to go under a bridge and fish with minnows and
with a
you
little
know.
bobber and throw it up on the
Precious.
bank when
Love
they're
it.
up stacked up
You know,
on
and
the.
there's nothing wrong with that. That sounds like my kind of trip. No
But
live scope, just go tie to a
it
pylon
is, but the truth is it's not reality.
or dock
And
shoot.
what they really are saying is, this is what they're really
That'd be
saying.
hard.
What they're really saying is, I have some people that I want to take fishing, and I don't want them to work for their fish. I want the fish to basically jump in the boat. So what they
That needs to
really
be
want is to
catfish.
go channel catfishing, or they want to go
Yeah.
white bass fishing, because what they really mean is they want to catch a lot of fish and not work real hard for them. And the truth of the matter is, most days that's white bass fishing, and that is
I get that
baited
a
whole
lot.
channel catfishing.
I can't tell you how many times someone's calling to book a hybrid trip or striper trip, you know, and we fish for both of those species together. And they go, no, I don't want to catch a bunch of white bass. If I want to catch white bass, I can catch them in my home lake. I'm like, you know they're mixed in, right? In the summer? You're going to catch some. You don't have to keep them because that means we don't have to clean them.
Yeah.
But I always tell them, you know, you're going to catch some.
And that goes back to what we're talking about earlier.
It changes up in the winter, but
with,
but that's
you know,
like, you know.
No, you can in the summer. You can increase the size of your live bait, and you can avoid catching.
Yeah, when you're
the white
live
bass.
baiting, that's only
Yeah.
not, you know.
If
a
they're
lot of times
schooling,
there's-
if the fish are schooling and everything's mixed, you can throw a 5-inch swim bait, thinking you're going to only catch hybrid, and you'll catch. Our lakes have monster sand bass.
Oh, we
white bass.
do.
I mean,
Big
they have
old
freaking
Magnum.
2.5 pounders. So they'll gobble up a 5-inch swim bait all day long, and it's just part of it. But and then we have people on the flip side that say, "Look, I could care nothing about these hybrid stripers and white bass. I don't want to eat them. I just want to catch a bunch of hybrid stripers. I
Yeah.
just want to catch a bunch of white bass.
Yeah.
Only.
And we run those trips too. You know, we run a white bass only trip.
Yep.
That means if you catch a hybrid, just let it go. It's funny because they don't. He's holding back a yawn, y'all.
Oh yeah.
He's going, I can see it.
It's all good.
It's okay. You can yawn, babe.
It's all good. I'm gonna have me some 7:15 p.m. coffee here in just a little bit after
Yeah.
we get off here in just a little while. But
Well, I think we're good. We're probably close to being an hour in.
I hope everybody
30
has
minutes in for
survived
me.
the winter storm.
Yeah.
And who knows what you've done to get ready and get cleaned up. Hopefully, not everybody had busted pipes and everybody's been to the
That was pretty
plumbing.
rough.
I bet
Was it
Home
21 rough,
Depot
but
and I
rough.
bet Hooten's and I bet some of these places are sold out of
Yeah.
sharp bite fittings and
I think a lot of people learned from 21, and I think they went out and actually just, got a lot of stuff prepared. You know, we did. I don't think, doesn't look like we have any busted pipes. Not here, not at the resort, not at my dad's house. I don't think we have any busted pipes. But we prepared though. We did. We really tried to prepare. So, but anyway, yeah,
all right.
it's slow.
There's a slow. Okay. All right. Well, cool. Well, hey guys, appreciate it. This is our first live on
Yeah,
Facebook.
we'll get better. It's not Facebook, it's YouTube.
YouTube. It's getting late.
He's
So
getting sleepy.
all right.
We'll get better at it. So thank you guys for tuning in. We really do appreciate it. I'm gonna go sign off for now. If you want to watch some of our other podcasts, it's on our YouTube page here. Just look at the Fishing Guys Angle. All right. Y'all take care. I'm gonna figure out. I think that's it. Or you want to stop it?